Hello everybody, my name is Grimscythe and welcome to Combat in Tower of Time. Now, in Tower of Time, all combat is in real time, there's no pausing. We can, however, make use of slowing time through the use of this button and anytime we are activating skills. As we can see on the map here, we have portals on the right, top, and the left. These are portals where enemies can attack us in waves. We need to use strategy and tactics to deal with this encounter and do the best that we can. In this game, strategy and tactics is far more important than gear alone. Let's talk about the different skills we have available to us and the characters that can use these skills. On the left here we have our marksman. Our marksman can use fire arrows, which is going to give us a damage increase for 20 seconds as well as an attack speed bonus. We can also use Hunter's Mark. This is going to lay down an AoE area in which we can deal additional damage and slow opponents within that area. We also have Arrow Barrage. Arrow Barrage will randomly hit targets, deal damage, and blind enemies for 4 seconds. We also have Hunter's Trap. Hunter's Trap can be laid down and it will place down 6 traps in a 3-meter area, and these traps will deal damage to any opponents that come through it. Now, as far as our caster goes, this guy right here, we have Earth Blessing. Earth Blessing will help us with dealing additional damage, earth damage, for all party members for the next 30 seconds. We also have a Healing Totem. This can be placed down, and any of our champions within the area of this Healing Totem of a 3-meter radius will get heal over time. We can also summon an Elemental. This Elemental will last until it dies, and it is modified to be kind of tanky, so it has additional health, armor, and elemental resistances, and it will taunt opponents. We also have Ice Storm. Ice Storm can be used to lay down an AoE and deal damage to opponents inside the area during this effect. Now let's talk about our dwarf here. Our dwarf has firepower. This will deal fire damage additional for the next 30 seconds. We also have Elemental Trap. Similar to the Hunter's Trap, this will place down traps, 4 traps, that will deal damage, and this one will additionally stun enemies for 3 seconds. We also have Fire Infusion. This is going to shoot 6 fire bolts at the closest enemies, and it will generate threat. The dwarf is considered much of a tank, so we can use this ability to help get threat onto the dwarf instead of onto our squishies like the marksman and the caster. We also have Fireball. Fireball is a ranged attack we throw anywhere on the map, and it's going to deal a huge damage bonus in a 3-meter radius. We also have this guy right here, Boron. He can use a cleave attack. This cleave will give us a 30-second buff that will increase all of our attacks to do a cleave damage in the front, as well as generating additional rage per attack. We also have Burning Rage. Burning Rage will allow us to lay down a firewall that is 7 meters long for 10 seconds. We will also deal damage to any enemies standing in that range. Petrifying Shout is available to us in a conal attack that will stun enemies for 6 seconds. And lastly, we have Axe Throw. Axe Throw is going to be similar to the dwarf's attack, where we throw 4 axes at closest enemies and generate additional threat. Now, this guy here, he has a lot of HP, but he has lower armor, so it counters that armor loss with the high HP bonus. Now, before the battle starts, we can position our characters wherever we want to put them. So let's go ahead and get our casters and our range guys in the middle here. We're just going to get our dwarf and Boron up here, and we'll deal with the opponents as they come through. Now, there's only one problem. We have 2 tanks. We have 3 portals. This is where the traps are going to come in, and also our elemental. So let's go ahead and get these guys positioned right at the gates to deal with these opponents, and let's get our other guys right here in range so we can deal with these. Once we hit the start battle, the game is on. So here we go. Now, let's slow time immediately down. We're going to put down an elemental trap over here. There's no opponents yet, but there will be eventually. We will also put down the Hunter's Trap to deal additional damage. So now we can stun and deal additional damage to them from the first trap and the second. Let's go ahead and do a Fire Arrows bonus. This is the additional bonus damage on our marksman. We're going to put down also a Hunter's Mark to deal additional damage to these opponents. And with our caster, we're going to drop down an Ice Storm, and we're just going to lay down the damage on these folks right here. Now, the dwarf's pretty tough. He's got a high HP, so he can deal a lot of damage and take a lot of damage. I'm going to throw down a Fireball as well, do some big damage. Now, this guy over here, just summoned these turret things here, and these are going to do additional damage to us. We need to deal with them immediately. Otherwise, they're going to overwhelm us with damage. They die pretty quick, but we need to take them out. Alright, so let's get our elemental out and cover this side over here. Buy us some time. Also, let's use our arrow barrage from our marksman. This is going to blind our opponents and keep us from taking additional damage. Alright, we got our dwarf dealing with this guy over here. We're still doing alright. And we have an ad because this guy over here with the green hands just summoned that thing. So we need to deal with those quickly. Alright, let's go ahead and take out this guy on the right. He's almost down. Actually, no, the dwarf's going to take care of that. Let's go ahead and take these guys down with the ranged. We're still doing okay on HP, so just got to keep that in mind that we got a healing totem available to us in case we take too much damage. And actually, right now, I'm thinking healing totem is going to go down up here. I'm going to keep Boron healed up. Alright, so he's going to sit there in that AoE and take some healing over time. Let's go ahead and drop down an Ice Storm to assist as they're coming through here. And we're going to move in and do some damage with our casts. We got good range, so we can use that to our advantage. Let's go ahead and get down another elemental trap right over here from our dwarf, as well as a hunter's trap from our marksman. So slow them down and deal some more damage to them. And we need to deal with this guy right here. This is an ad that they just summoned on us. Got to get rid of that. So as we can see here on the top, we've got 18% defeated. So we're about a fifth of the way there. We need to really focus down so we can make it through this. This is a very tough encounter. Alright, that thing is down, which is good. We got our dwarf over here engaged on this opponent right here. Let's go ahead and throw down a fireball. If we time this right, we can probably hit these guys as they come in from our dwarf. And let's also throw down... Now, let's go ahead and do an arrow barrage on these guys right here to do some additional damage before they get to us. Alright, we're going to wait for our traps to come back up. As soon as they're up, we're going to take these guys down and put them down over here on this side to keep us defended. Alright, on the top we got another spawn coming in, and we also got 2, 3 on the right. Okay, that's a lot on the right. We're going to throw down a trap over here. Or the hunter's mark, so we do additional damage to them. We're also going to do a fire arrows buff. And let's see, what do we got? Let's do a petrifying shout up here. Stun this guy, so he takes less damage during the time that we're fighting him. Let's also get a healing totem down on the dwarf, because he's going to need a lot of healing. He's got a lot of damage coming in. We're also going to throw out our arrow barrage to blind them, so it helps to help get some less attacks on my dwarf here. Let's do an earth blessing. So we're going to get a damage bonus on all of our characters for a little bit here. And let's also go ahead and use an Ice Storm. Since they're all grouped up, this is a great opportunity to do maximum damage. Alright, so these guys, you see this little pop-up here? This is indicating threat. Threat has changed now because they're mad at these guys from doing damage. So unfortunately, the dwarf needs to get these aggro. So we're going to go ahead and generate some threat with Fire Infusion by throwing these hateful fire bolts. There we go. Brought him back our way. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted to do. Let's also throw down another trap on this far side from both the dwarf and from the hunter. That way the next group that comes through there is going to be slowed down. Alright, so we're looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and deal with this guy right here. He's down. Okay. Now, got another guy coming in from there. We got another guy coming in from the north. We need to look at what we should be doing here. Let's go ahead and blind and minimize the amount of damage that we're taking. These blinds really keep us from getting overwhelmed with damage. See, they're missing up there, which is great. Now, let's go ahead and deal with this ad that he just summoned. This guy's the guy. These are the guys we got to watch out for. Alright, we're going to go ahead and bring him down. Everybody's going to come back and group up for a heal here because our tanks are pretty hurt. This is going to be the best time. Our healing totem will be up shortly. Let's buy some time by throwing down an elemental over here. It's going to take a little bit of the damage from us. And once our tanks group up, we will go ahead and get the heal going on right there. Alright, here comes the healing totem. That's going to be an AoE heal again. In the meantime, let's go ahead and deal with these guys, right? So let's go ahead and throw down a Hunter's Mark. This is going to slow them, and we're going to take additional damage during the time that it's up. Let's go ahead and double that down with some Ice Storm. And let's also throw in a Fireball to deal massive damage to them all at the same time. Boom. Let's deal with that. And let's take some additional damage bonus from our caster as well. 54%, we're halfway there. We can do this. Alright, let's go ahead and move in. Let's see, our dwarf is pretty, well, he's got a little bit of healing left. Let's let him sit in the heal a little bit longer. Let's go ahead and throw down another set of traps over here on the far side. One's already by, but that's okay. There will be inevitably more of them. Let's go ahead and do an arrow barrage. Actually, take that back. Let's go ahead and do a fire arrows bonus damage. Let's focus these guys down here. Let's get the tanks in over here. We'll spread back out to our respective doors in just a moment here so we can deal with these properly once again. This arrow, this circle here, is something that these big guys like to cast. It causes elemental weakness, which can be devastating when combined with these guys' fire turrets. We got to be careful with that. Alright, let's get everybody spread back out. Let's get our dwarf up there, and let's get this guy here. We're going to need to get that healing totem love on this guy over here. So we're going to let him group up on that. Let's go ahead and take out these additional turrets that jerk just summoned. Alright, he's getting healed up over there, which is great. Alright, let's go ahead and, let's see, you're going to stay there. And we're going to go ahead and do an arrow barrage. And let's also, we're going to wait on that. We're getting low on mana, so we better save it. We better save it. We've got a lot of encounter left. Let's not do it. Alright, Boron's going to engage over here. Let's go ahead and take advantage of a Petrifying Shout right here. No, we don't have enough for that. So, 1 second on that. Let's go ahead and Axe Throw to get threat. Alright, we need to get him out of there. He's taking a lot of damage. A lot of damage. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's drop down an Elemental to help defend. Right here. And let's go ahead and throw down an Elemental Trap. I don't think we're going to need it, but let's go ahead and get it anyways. Also another Hunter's... Now we're going to save that. We're almost out of mana. Let's go ahead and blind again. Alright, Boron's in trouble. Big trouble. Let's get Boron out of line of sight as best we can. Let's get a healing totem down for him. We want to keep him alive as best we can. Let's get the dwarf over here to engage because we're 77%. We're almost there. We can do this. Let's get an Ice Storm down on these guys right here. And we are going to use our Hunter's Trap right here, just on these guys. We need to deal with them. There's a lot of them over there. Also, we got a big incoming. So, let's see if we can maximize some damage here with a Fireball. Right about here would look good. Our Marksman is in trouble as well. Let's see if I can get her in the heal. No, heal's gone. That's okay. Let's go ahead and get that down. Let's get the mage focused on that turret over there. Alright, we are doing okay. We're doing okay. We're about to lose our Marksman, but maybe we can survive this. Maybe we can survive it. Alright, let's see. The dwarf is in pretty rough shape. Let's go ahead and pull him out of there as best we can. Let's get the damage bonus going. Let's throw a Fire Infusion. Keep pulling him back. Do some range damage as best we can. Do an Arrow Barrage to blind all of our opponents. We're at 90%. We're almost there. We're almost there. Petrifying Shout. We're gonna have to wait on that for a second because nobody's close enough. All right, we're gonna come over here. We're gonna Petrifying Shout this guy right here. Keep him stunned down. Do an arrow damage bonus right there. These should be our last two opponents. I think we can do this, folks. I think we can do it. All right. Let's get a damage bonus on the dwarf. Hope he doesn't hit him before it's too late. We're getting pretty close. We're out of mana everywhere. This is our last final stand. Let's get him. Oh, the dwarf goes down. Dwarf goes down. That's all right. We got 3 people standing. All we got to do is get through this. 1 opponent left. Can we do it? And we got it. Fantastic. That is combat in Tower of Time. As you can see, it takes a lot of strategy. You gotta be careful so you don't get overrun when there's so many portals from the enemies to come at. These strategy and tactics is what has got us through to victory on this fight. I do hope you enjoyed this encounter, and I hope you enjoyed the game, and I hope you check it out. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next time.